Hey guys, this is my very first mining video rather, where I want to show you my initial setup. I have currently installed Ubuntu. As you can see, I have dual screen, right? And it works pretty good. I want to show you what I've done so far. And here we go. As far as hardware, I bought this card just to get started. I mean, this is my very first rig, and I shouldn't say rig, it's just basically a basic setup on my existing computer. So I purchased this Gigabyte AMD Radeon RX 570 and just wanted to see how I was going to be able to mine Ethereum using this. And this is a 4 gig RAM, 4 gigabyte RAM, this card. So let me show you exactly the setup. So in the description, what I'll have is, you can see the card down here. I'm gonna try to get some more light in here. So the card is right there. As you can see, there is right here, an SSD Kingston 120 gigabytes of capacity. That's plenty. And I have a completely different one for this computer runs Mac. So what I did, I completely unplugged the existing hard drive and I purchased this Kingston hard drive because I wanted to have completely separate systems, and I didn't want to do a dual boot. So I just wanted to try this out, install Ubuntu, and in the description I'll explain all the hardware and everything that I have in this system. So as you can see down here, right there is the RX 570. Again, I'll explain in the description and give you some pointers of what I've done. So here is the power supply, and this is again this is a Gigabyte motherboard. I'll give you the exact description. So going back to the miner, what I have here, and I'm just going to scroll up. I recently restarted it, so I can show you guys what I have set up here. I'm running phoenixminer. I try different ones. I actually did try the simple SMOS, the simple mining OS. It's a fantastic system, and but I just wanted to do something myself solo from scratch. So I installed Ubuntu on this one, and the Ubuntu version that I installed was 16.04.5. So I didn't update to the latest 0.6. And this is the LTS. Let me see if I can show you. Just bear with me for 1 second. Yeah, so here we go. So you're able to see in a little more detail. It's an Ubuntu 16.04.5. So it doesn't show here that it's a 0.5. So it runs flawlessly. The installation was very quick. And the reason why I kept it at 0.5 is because the AMD GPU-Pro drivers that I was able to download were specific for that build, the Ubuntu build. So I didn't want to risk it and spend too much time. Just want to set it up and get going. So as you can see in the phoenixminer, which I found was I tried Gminer, I tried ethminer. But Phoenix is by far, in my opinion, working flawlessly. The config file is very easy to set up. Here it is. So the Radeon, my card, the one that I showed you guys, is the only card that I have. It's a 4 gig RAM. And I have it set up with specific clocks. I have the core running at 1250. I have the memory running at 2250. Both of them have a voltage of 900, and the GPU, so as I scroll down again, just the setup, as I keep scrolling all the way down, so you can see here, for example, it's averaging 30.4, almost, yeah, between 30.46, 30.45 mega hash. So for this card, in my opinion, of what I've read online, is really good. Is really good because out of the box, I believe it is 1244 clocks in core. And again, don't quote me on this. Again, I'm fairly new at mining. So out of the box, with ethminer and Phoenix, without doing any overclocking, I was getting anywhere between 24, 25, if I get lucky, 26 mega hash. But I believe it was more like 24 and a half mega hash. So what I did, I did the overclocking through the config file of phoenixminer, and I got up to 27, almost 28. And then I was reading something about the AMD memory tweak tool, or the tweak tool. And there's a setting called REF, which is the refresh interval for the memory, I believe. And basically, when you start the system, the GPU runs at 5. The number of refreshing intervals is 5. So I bump it up to 60. And then that's how I'm able to get 30.46 mega hash. Now, there are many, many, many other settings that you could tweak. I'm not gonna do that. I'm pretty happy getting out of this card this amount of mega hash to mine Ethereum. So there you go, guys. You see some Ethereum finding here. I'm doing this, the pool that I'm using is ethermine. So ethermine, again, also found it to be pretty straightforward. I believe they charge 1% fee for using their pool. And so basically this is the setup. You see a very low unpaid balance, estimated earnings, and I believe that's, yeah, about almost 40 cents. I've been running this system, and you can see this dip here because I just I think that was from yesterday or something like that I had to reboot the system. So overall, you see the reported hash rate is 30.47, average 29.42. So the numbers show pretty good for the card. I know I can get something faster with different cards, but for an AMD RX 570, overall, I'm pretty happy. And see where it goes from here. So this is my very first video, and hopefully, this is helpful for any people, anyone that is getting started with mining. So if you have any comments or anything like that, anything you want to add, just feel free to comment below. One last thing I forgot to mention, I just want to give a shout out to Life of a Miner. And this is one of the guys that I've been following, just going through some of his videos. It has some really cool information. Also want to give a shout out to Red Panda Mining. It's another guy that has some awesome videos, very thorough builds, lots of information. So make sure to follow these guys. And lastly, Voscoin. Voscoin also is a great guy with some very interesting information, from very complex systems to something simple. So these three guys I want to give a shout out to. I really appreciate your help, and keep it going.